PlayStation marketing. Subversive, witty, and at times, dark. Without Double Life, PlayStation wouldn't have the necessary brand positioning to venture into more unconventional strategies.
There's one thing that like people tend to forget, and we tend to forget as well as gamers, is that like I said earlier, even back in the day and nowadays as well, being taken for an idiot for liking video games and electronic arts in general is something that people fucking hate, right? But another thing is that people tend to forget that like the video games that we play are actually really dark, really touch subjects that are absolutely like complex, constructed, deep, and philosophical, intellectual, and actually political as well, and moral. And I think that like this is something that like is nowadays people kind of like accepted the fact that like we're just like enjoy storytelling, right? But back in the day, like but people back in the day know this as well. People tend to forget that like the media of video gaming is actually really serious and really interactive, but also really teaching and enriching when it comes to culture, when it comes to intellect, when it comes to perspective. And I think that like this is something that people tend to forget about video games, because we see nowadays with the idea, with like the idea of Fortnite being the poster child with Among Us and Mario. We see video games as this type of media that is really subject to be quite lighthearted, and while it is not the case at all. It talks about war. It talks about like a lot of like, think about like how many games are not let's not even like let's not even talk about like the fact that it's like combat or shooting games, but that the canvas is based on conflict, right? And so people tend to forget that, because the poster childs and me as well actually tend to forget how dark and how well, delicate, but also beautiful, but also well arranged the games we play nowadays are. Because think about the games that are seen as the masterpiece, as seen as the miracles of electronic arts these days. You will think Elden Ring, you will think God of War, you will think The Last of Us, you will think at least I think in my personal perspective, God of War, The Last of Us, Elden Ring, to me personally, World of Warcraft, StarCraft as well. And think about the fact, just take the time to readjust and remember the subjects of and the philosophies and the messages of these games. These are not children's games. These are adapted to all public, to any public. but these are work of arts that are treating and subjects and asking questions that are so complex, so dark, and so sometimes even obscure, that I just thought that it was important to, even for myself, to remind myself that that the games that I play and I enjoy are actually much more than I allow myself to think. All right. I don't know where I'm going with this. I just wanted to just I just wanted to notify, to remark that after seeing what he said, after listening to what he said, it's true that even I forgot all I got used to enjoying these dark fantasies and these dark stories, these dark subjects. Maybe it will remind you too. Anyway.
Without mental wealth, PlayStation wouldn't have the proper cultural capital to veer into the surreal. And that is exactly where